How's it going, everybody? Today I'm reviewing Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 2, Home. Spoilers episode. If you've not seen it, go watch the episode and come back here. So now, if you haven't seen the episode, again, another spoiler warning, because some big things do happen in this episode. 3, 2, 1, okay. Jon Snow's alive. Jon Snow is alive. I have to start where it ended, because that is the big takeaway. But it's not the only takeaway from this episode. There's tons of big things that happened. This episode was great, even before the final scene happened. First of all, I'll talk my way through that final scene. I guess I'll go through the whole Night's Watch stuff at the beginning first, just because it kind of leads into one another. So everyone's protecting Jon's body. They're about to go to war, and Davos pulls out Jon's sword, Longclaw. They're about to go at it with Alistair Thorne. But before they do, all of a sudden the wildlings come in, and they intimidate everybody. One guy just takes a shot at 1-1, the giant there, and it's not what you want to do. And he basically just grabs him in a great moment, throws him right against the wall. Awesome moment. Then we get to the end of the episode, and Melisandre is kind of being very just to herself. She's keeping to herself. She doesn't seem too into the Lord of Light and everything. And her faith is definitely on the lesser end, because she's wearing a jacket for one, and she never gets cold. That's one of her big things. She's even in the snow, she's always just wearing her dress. Not today though. Davos basically pitches to her, like, hey, we gotta get Jon Snow alive. And at this moment, I'm thinking, like, yeah, we do. And she's like, no, I've never done it myself. There's some other people I know who have done it. I'm like, okay, maybe Melisandre might not be able to do this, because we're maybe going to need to get Thoros of Myr, who resurrected Beric Dondarrion, I believe, in season 2 or 3, I want to say it is. So there's that. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they start doing the ritual and everything like that. And I'm hoping that Jon's going to become alive. I'm like, is it going to happen here? And as I start waiting on, but back in my mind, I'm like, it's probably not going to happen. It didn't seem like the time, like, hey, it's going to drag on a little bit. It's episode 2. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. And we got the whole season to go. So I don't think he's going to come back here. Sure enough, I thought, like, and then I thought HBO, or whatever, I guess the showrunners were just creating this false thing here. Like, they keep cutting back to Jon, and it seemed like, oh, I'm like, or maybe one of his scars are going to heal as we cut back to him, and no, it doesn't happen. They cut to Ghost, and then Ghost perks up, and I'm like, and then Jon comes alive, and I was like, this is awesome. What does it mean going forward? That's what I'm really curious. How is Jon going to be changed? Is he going to be what I believe he will be, Azor Ahai reborn? What Melisandre has always been prophesizing. Maybe it's Jon. I think it's Jon that prophecy is. Who knows? There's tons of speculation now. And I haven't seen the scene, if the clips from next episode. I really hope we get more of the Night's Watch and not just skip over it for an episode like we did with Daenerys this episode. I want to see more of that. So here's to hoping that. That was the big takeaway from this episode. But like I said, it's not the only takeaway, because there's tons of other good stuff that happened in this episode. Starting with the people right behind us, Bran. I'm most interested for Bran this season because of the flashbacks and what we're going to be able to see. Some theories confirmed or denied, hopefully confirmed, because I think it's going to be true. And I think this solidified about Jon's parentage, and we're going to learn about that with Lyanna and the Tower of Joy. If you don't know what that is, you can look that up. But we got to see Ned fighting at Winterfell. Lyanna Stark comes in a little bit. Bran's all happy. He's finally seeing some stuff. And he's been off training, obviously, for the past season. But then one of the more sad moments of this flashback is we get to see Hodor, and he's talking, and he seems like a normal guy, and it just makes him more tragic. I don't want to say it just makes it more tragic, because he was this normal dude, and you see old Nan, and I want to know what happened, but at the same time, it's like, Hodor, man, what happened to you? You're so cool. And then, I mean, still, he's Hodor. He's awesome. As you can see him, he's up behind me here. But, man, Hodor, it was just so tragic. And then we get the conversation with Bran and Meera, and how Bran needs Meera, basically, because Bran's not going to be there forever, and we're going to need her going forward. So there's that. Then over in King's Landing, we get Cersei and her Franken Mountain monster thing, Robert Strong. I don't know if that's actually what he's called in the show, but that's how he's in the books. And we get that, and him crushing the guy against the cement after he's making a whole bunch of jokes and stuff like that about how Cersei was checking him out and everything. That was kind of funny, but like, man, Robert Strong's badass. But Tommen doesn't even invite Cersei to Myrcella's funeral, and there's that kind of going on. And then we get the confrontation between the High Sparrow and Jaime, which is awesome. A lot of tension there. I love the line from Jamie. I believe it was in the trailer. He's like, "If you want to spill blood in this sacred place," he's like, "Well, God spill it all the time. Why can't we?" Or it was along those lines. I don't know the exact quote, but it's a great line from Jamie. And then we get Cersei and Tommen, their conversation back and forth. How Tommen kind of wants to be more of a badass and saying, "I should have helped you out a little bit more." And I thought maybe his mom was gonna. The mom, like, it's kind of you care for Cersei at this time, but I almost thought that she might have been like, "No, I don't want to. I want this one son to be innocent," but it seems like she's out for blood almost. So we'll have to wait and see with that. Then we go to Meereen and Tyrion dropping a lot of humor with the eunuch jokes and just the line again, another line from the trailer where he's talking about like, "I drink wine and I know things." Some great lines from Tyrion, but he goes in. He says that we gotta these dragons like they're not gonna grow. They're not eating. They're not gonna grow if we don't unchain them. So he goes into the dragons. I'm like, if Tyrion gets burned here, I'm gonna be very upset. But anyways, he frees them. He's telling them a story as he's trying to unchain them and everything like that. He unchains them, and they actually just wanted to be unchained. I thought they were going to fly out. I'm like, this could go south real quickly, but it doesn't happen. They end up just going back into their little house, whatever you want to call it. And again, Tyrion, another great line to Varys, where he's like, "If I ever come out with another idea like that again, punch me in the face." So, again, I love Tyrion. Tyrion's awesome. His moments were, like, honestly, my favorite parts of this episode until we got the whole Jon Snow thing. Great moments there. Meanwhile, again, in Braavos, Arya's just training away, and she finally, it seems like some progress is being made, because after getting her ass kicked again, she says, "No, I'm no one, I'm no one, I'm no one," and Jaqen, he's like, "Follow me," and she goes on her way. So, we'll see what's going to happen next with Arya, because I'm excited. I mean, there's not a whole lot's happened yet with their storyline, especially this season, like a couple scenes here and there. But I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on next. Then we get another crazy, uncomfortable scene. Well, kind of, at least the beginning part, not so much, but the end, terribly. Ramsay, holy crap! I want this guy dead. First of all, his dad's wife, Walda, she gives birth to a boy. Not what Ramsay wanted to hear, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna like probably kill the kid or something like that, and then he kills Roose, and I was like, that shocked me, completely shocked me. I did not see that coming. And then after that, I'm like, oh no, the kid. And sure enough, he tells Walda to come with me and lets her into the dog kennels, lets a whole bunch of dogs, and he's like, "It's your brother," and it's like, that's not what you want to say to him. You don't want to say he's your brother. That's not what you want to say. And the dogs go at him. Thankfully, we didn't see that, but oh my, Ramsay, you are an asshole. That's all I have to say. I want him dead, completely dead. I have to like look up who's worse now. Like, is Joffrey worse or is Ramsay worse? Because it's right now I want to say Ramsay's worse. He's just a terrible human being. They made a brief scene with Sansa and Brienne and how she saw Arya and everything like that. And then there's a exchange between Sansa and Theon. Theon basically say, "No, I gotta take you there. I gotta go home." So he's on his way back home to Pike. And speaking of Pike, we get that exchange between Yara and Balon, and they don't quite get along too much, and how just the war and everything like that, and everything going on, just how they need control and whatnot. But then the more intriguing part was, finally, book readers know, this thing happened in book 3, where Balon died. And it's been one of those things that like you can't really talk about because it's again, you think the show's caught up, but there's still tons of stuff because this is a book 3 thing. Anyways, you finally get Balon dead at the hands of his brother. I believe it's Euron Greyjoy. But yeah, you get him being pushed over. Yara wants revenge, basically, who's going to take over. But the thing is, the Greyjoys, they work a little differently, so she can't necessarily take over right away because they have this thing called Kingsmoot, which is, it's kind of like a voting system, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so there's that. And then that brought us to the whole Jon Snow revival. Man, what an episode. So many great moments. Again, even without the Jon Snow thing. There was the Ramsay stuff, the Tyrion stuff, the Bran stuff, which I found amazing, just a way to open it. I was like, I love this already. There's so much good stuff happening. I can't wait. This season's awesome. I'm so upset that I might have to miss 2 or 3 episodes of this midway through. So just again, keep that in mind. I won't be doing a couple of these episodes just because I will be in Greece on a vacation. So there's that. But yeah, this episode was awesome, amazing. I loved every second of it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode again in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite part. Maybe your favorite part besides the Jon Snow part. Unless the Jon Snow part wasn't your favorite, then tell me that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos each and every week. That is it. Now we'll talk to y'all later.